Hey there, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hope that you've had a fantastic week. It's Jen Patero here on April the 10th. So today marks the 10-week countdown to my fitness competition, which I'm prepping for using a ketogenic diet. So thank you so much to everybody again for watching the videos last week's and maybe even the one from the week before. I hope that you enjoyed them, and were able to take something away from that. As a bit of a recap, last week we focused on my journey. So what got me here and why I'm living a ketogenic lifestyle. And at the end of that video, I had talked a little bit about wanting to share some images of my journey, some before and after pictures. And unfortunately, my 12-year-old daughter informed me that you cannot share pictures in the comments section. So I thought today I might start by sharing just a few pictures of my journey so far and where I was at when I started this, when I made the decision to compete. And then the rest of the video, I just wanted to focus on my diet. So not really going to focus on my diet in a normal setting before the contest prep. Really wanted to talk about what it is that I'm eating now, share with you what a day looks like for me as far as nutrition goes. And of course, though, if you do have any questions, if you're considering starting a keto diet, or if you are currently doing one and just wanted to chat about different meal options, that type of thing, of course, please feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to chat. So before we get to nutrition, like I say, I did just want to share a few images here that sort of highlight the different phases and stages in my I guess my body compositional transformation post children. So I would say that I guess the heaviest I've ever been is here, this lovely picture of me in pink, where I weighed about 175 pounds. I'd say I don't think I ever got heavier than that outside of when I was growing a human being inside of me. So that's probably my max weight ever. And then I would say here, the picture in the middle is probably, well, it is what I thought was the best it was going to get. I've had kids, never going to get any better than about 155 pounds. And that, I mean, I don't look too terribly happy there, unfortunately, but that was a win. That was a huge win. That was after a lot of changes made to my lifestyle, exercise, diet. And, you know, I just thought that was as good as it gets. Until enter keto. For me, it has really worked, and I'm sure you can even see here in the picture, you know, I was down 100 to 140 pounds before I decided to do this fitness competition, and I was very active, eating low carbs in my diet, but feeling great. And yeah, so that's where I was when I started this contest prep, essentially. And I mean, I have already noticed quite a few changes even in the last few weeks, but maybe we'll chat about that some other day, because today I really want to focus on my nutrition. What does a day in the life of Jen Patero look like using a ketogenic diet to prep for a fitness competition? So it is, like I say, quite different from the way I was living before. Before I essentially removed the carbs, I would track what I was eating, but I wasn't really focused on hitting any specific macronutrients or caloric intake. I just basically would eat a low carb lunch, and then I would eat a low carb dinner, always, you know, with my family. And my family just really, we cut out all of the rice and pasta and bread and all of those things, and we would just be eating protein and vegetables. Okay, so now that I'm doing this contest prep, of course, I'm very focused on hitting macros very specifically. Each week they do change, as I know I've mentioned in previous videos. And I really want to eliminate as many variables as possible. I want to keep things as constant as I can. So what we're about to chat about is pretty specific, and it's basically my day every day, and will be my day every day until I hit the stage in June. So I'm just going to walk you over here and just, you get a lovely view of the old kitchen. Excuse me. And yeah, so I'll just walk you through a day in the life of me as it stands right now, and then share with you how I track it. So wake up, first thing I do every morning is drink an entire bottle, 20 ounces of water. Want to rehydrate my body from the inside out. Following that, I will have 2 cups of coffee. I need my caffeine in the morning. Love my Nespresso, but I do put cream in my coffee. Sometimes it's heavy whipping cream. I was using 35%. Now I'm down to half and half. Following the 2 coffee, I do my workout. I like to work out in the morning. If I can, if work allows for it, I will work out first thing in the morning. And I always drink some branched chain amino acids or essential amino acids in my water bottles while I'm working out. So that's the workout complete. Next, I will then have a third caffeine boost, usually as I'm starting my day of work. Quite often I have meetings first thing in the morning, and so I'll grab my 3rd cup of coffee, of course, with the cream again. The other thing that I add to my water each day is electrolytes. So for those of you who may not be familiar, when on a ketogenic diet, probably the most key piece is that you maintain the right amount of electrolytes in your body. So I'll have about usually 3 scoops. I'm up to 3 scoops now of my Relight each day. And then around the 1 o'clock mark, so as you'll notice, I really don't eat breakfast. I basically do intermittent fasting. Don't eat anything until lunch. And then at lunch, I eat, this was my keto brick from today. So this is 1,000 calories of deliciousness, and it contains about 81.5% fat. It contains 12.5, I think, percent protein and 6% carbs. So this for me has been a godsend because it keeps things really easy and convenient. Sometimes my work life takes me on the road. In a normal COVID, like without COVID, I'm on the road a lot. So this makes it really convenient for me on the road. But the other thing it does for me is gets in a ton of healthy fats, which isn't easy to do. Quite often people do high protein. Like when you cut the carbs, it's easy to do high protein. It's not as easy to do high healthy fats, especially not when you want to hit 80%, even 70% fat a day. So this has really helped with that. So this is my lunch, 1,000 calories. I also add, I've introduced recently collagen into this. Part of the reason for that is because I really want to tighten up my skin, make my skin more elastic, and it helps get in a tiny bit of protein without any carbs. Because each meal, I do want to make sure my fat, I try to make sure my fat is higher than my protein, but I do want to make sure that I've got enough protein, especially after, just working out. So that is the lunch. Then, and it happens at about 1 o'clock, and I'm trying slowly to push my lunch back. And the reason for that is at some point here, when calories get really low for me, I'm probably going to move to 1 meal a day, an OMAD type eating style. So I feel like if I could push my lunch out closer to dinner, that'll make it easier for me to transition into that. And I'm really, really hoping to be able to just eat one meal with my family, dinner each night. Even though we're not eating the same things, at least we can eat together is the goal. So this brings me to dinner. And dinner consists of, pardon me, right now, egg whites and eggs. For the longest time, it was really eggs because there's a lot of fat in eggs, of course. But as I was decreasing fat and increasing protein, I had to start incorporating more egg whites. And then the last piece of this is over here. I have my, oh, I don't want that to be too messy, but my ground beef each day. This is 10 ounces. I'm going to eat 10 ounces of ground beef tonight. And every Sunday, I pre-package all of my ground beef for the week because I know it's going to be the same every day, at least for that week. So that's really it. I mix up my ground beef and eggs usually together. I will cook the ground beef, and then when it's pretty well done, then I add in my eggs and egg whites. And the reason for that is really to help absorb as much fat as possible. So whether I cook them together and eat them together, or sometimes I cook them separate, I'll make like a burger patty, but then cook my eggs in the same frying pan so that I can, again, absorb as much fat as I can, and try and keep my macros as accurate and consistent as possible. So I'm going to bring you back over here and show you another picture because I wanted to show you the app that I use to track all of this information. It's called Carb Manager, and super easy to use, super helpful for me. And I don't know if you can see here. So every day I use Carb Manager, and I can set my macros in here each week. I go in and set my macros to what they need to be, and then I will add in all the food items that I'm going to eat that day, and it will keep track. It'll tell me if I've gone over my protein, if I'm under in my fat, if I've gone over in my carbs. Oh, that's not what that was supposed to do, but that's how I track it, is on the app. So that's really it. Day in the life of Jen Patero as far as my nutrition goes. And I just adjust it each week. So next week, I will be eating 9 ounces of ground beef. I'm gonna up the eggs. I'll be eating 2 eggs. And I think my egg whites go down to 4 or 5 ounces a day. Yeah, so that's about it. So now to get to, sorry guys, how I'm tracking. So this time last week, I weighed 128.2 pounds, I believe. And today I stepped on the scale. Yep, 128.2 last Saturday. This morning I stepped on the scale. I'm 126.8 pounds. And my body fat is reading 13.9%. Last week it was 14.6, but I thought that was a bit off. Anyways, now I'm at 13.9. My measurements really haven't changed much. I don't know that I'm going to continue to do my measurements every week. I might do them every other week. It looks as though my waist is down by 1/4 inch, and my upper leg actually, which has not moved, I don't think throughout the whole process since I started taking measurements, I don't think my lower leg my calves have changed. Now they're down by 1/2 inch, and I kind of believe it. I went to put some boots on, and they're feeling very different in my calf, very loose. Anyways, that's it for measurements. So my nutrition, I've sort of been talking about that a little bit as we go, but I'm going to again keep my fats the same. So this is week number 4, where I've been taking in 145 grams of fat, which puts me at 72.3% fat. My protein is dropping from last week by 5 grams. So I'm now at 115 grams of protein, putting me at 25.5% protein, and my carbs will stay the same. So 10 grams of carbs, or 2.2% of my diet. My calorie target for this week is 1,805 calories, but if I calculate what I'm going to eat on average, it looks like 1,837. I've already programmed everything into my carb manager for the week, so I could do an average calculation there. So yeah, a little bit shy of 1,840 calories per day is where I'm at right now. My sleep has been good. I would say, honestly, I'm feeling more awake in the evening. Like, I was up past 11 o'clock a couple of times this week without even realizing it, and then went to bed. The problem is that in the morning, I do have a heck of a time getting up. And it's been interesting for me to watch this, to pay attention to this as my diet changes, and whether I'm super exhausted at the end of the day, but then I wake up before the alarm in the morning, or if I'm more of a night hawk, staying up a bit later and not feeling tired, but then feeling sluggish in the morning. So right now I'm feeling a bit sluggish in the mornings. My exercise has been going phenomenal. I feel like, honestly, as I see the weights start to come off, because I've been at the same weight forever and ever, I swear. And now that it's starting to come off, I feel like it's really energizing me and exciting me and pushing me to work even harder in my workouts. So I'm still doing Mel's program. I'm also still using 9-week Control Freak for my cardio. I think I just completed phase 3, week 2. So I've got phase 3, week 3 that I'll be tackling next week as my cardio, and it is getting incrementally more difficult, which is good. I mean, I'm really breaking a sweat and feeling good at the end of those workouts. We'll chat a little bit more about that next week. Yeah, and I think otherwise that's good. That's really all I have to share. I'm feeling good. Diet, I'm not starving. Am I hungry at times? Like, do I feel hungry? A little bit, but as long as I'm busy, if I can keep busy, then I'm good. And I mean, I work during the day, so that's helps to keep me pretty busy. But I do find around lunchtime, I'll think, oh, I'd love to have my keto brick. And I have to talk myself into waiting until 1 o'clock and pushing it back. But on a whole, I'm feeling pretty good. I do fully anticipate this changing at some time pretty soon, but for now, feeling pretty good. Anyways, that's it. It's been a long one today. Sorry, guys. Hope you enjoy and hope you have a fantastic week. For those of you with kids home for April break, take it easy. I hope you have a good week, and yeah, we'll chat with you next Saturday. Take care. Bye for now.